Welcome back. For me it's only been 5 minutes, but for you I have no idea. So now I am going to install my rooftop cargo box on top of the roof rack rails that I just installed moments ago. So this, I did get it off of Amazon. It's not Thule. Everybody says Thule. It's actually Thule. Sweden. I don't know what Thule or Thule means, but it is properly pronounced Thule. And I did open it up just because it's a very large item. I had to sign for it. I had to peek just to see there was no damage. Top. Definitely not a heavy item, just big. Okay, so it comes in different sizes. I got the large because our vehicle is long enough. It's going on a 2024 Kia Telluride. We're going on a cross-country road trip, so we wanted a little bit of extra storage space. These are not cheap. I do believe this was north of $400 on Amazon, but they are a good brand name. Everybody knows of them, so I wanted to get a nice one. So you can see we got some keys right here. And let's take a look inside. I do believe both sides open. And here we go. Yep, there really is a lot of room in here. Well, that was surprising. But this particular model, I did take a look. This one does not open from both sides. Thule makes other brands. They have fancier ones, they have more expensive ones, and some of them do open from both sides, but this one opens on the passenger side, which generally would be safer. If you're going to stand on the passenger side of the car, then you're less likely to be standing out in traffic. So, what I need to do now is open it up again. Hopefully there's nobody in there this time. Okay, so it does have a strap in case you can't reach, because you know this is going to be up on top of the car pretty high. So what I'm going to do now is measure where the brackets go. Okay, so I have the parts bag that I just pulled out of there. There's literally 4 of these claws. I'm going to call it a claw. And that's it. That's your whole install. You tighten it down and it's going to clamp onto those roof rail crossbars. So let's make sure that they fit on the crossbars. Yep, fits just fine. Some of the crossbars could be wider, so this does have a maximum limit that it will work on. So now, in the last video, I set those bars at 36 inches apart, outside to outside. So this can be anywhere within this little track here. So I will say from the outside to the outside. Wow, that 36 looks like it's going to work just fine. So to get ready to install this, all we got to do is push that through, get it approximately where it goes, and do that with all 4 of them. because it's sitting on the ground, I suppose they're not wanting to push in all the way. Okay, I'm going to shut this so it's a little less wiggly. Now this box is awful light. I'm going to say maybe 30 pounds. I'm sure somewhere in the directions it probably says you need to have a friend to help you lift it. I'm going to lift it myself, but I can see right now that this claw is not open all the way. I don't want to get up there and have that fighting me. Actually, tell you what, maybe I'll just pull them out and I'll slip them in once this is up there. That appears like it would maybe be a little less effort. Less likely to scratch the car too. Okay, so now I'm going to open it up and I'll start putting these clamps. Well, now you can see why the strap will come in handy for trying to shut it. And you probably need a little ladder or open the door to climb inside and reach it. I'm going to grab my ladder. So for now, I'm just kind of visually eyeballing this amount of space right here. And then I'm going to the other side just to see which way it needs to go. Take a look from the front. You know, your side to side doesn't matter too much. You could pull it one way if it makes it easier for you to reach and get into. My OCD has to put it directly in the center. In the back. Okay, I'm going to call that center. Now I'm going to come up there and I'm going to put those little claw clamps through the slots and tighten them onto the roof rail brackets. Okay, so now I'm being very careful of the sunroof to make sure there's clearance, but let me show you that there really isn't clearance. Thanks! Okay, so as you can see, there's about maybe only about 1/4 of an inch of height between this box and the moonroof, but when I go to put these clamps on, that's actually touching my glass right there. And if I tighten it up, it's still touching the glass. So I am going to make a mental note to myself, absolutely do not open the sunroof when you have the box on the roof. It is possible. You can probably order these with a taller lift on it. Might change the aerodynamics a little bit, but then you wouldn't have to worry about this. We're going to be taking our trip in the middle of summer, so chances are this thing is going to be shut with the AC on. Anyway, so that's a clamp on the opposite side back there. That one's all tightened down. You literally just poke it through that slot and tighten it. I'll do one right in front of you here. Open it up, drop it in. Boy, I can't watch my hand and watch the phone at the same time. So I'm just kind of centered roughly on here. You just tighten it. That's how hard it is. That's it. You just got to do that 4 times. I've already done those 2. I'm going to shut my sunroof and do the front 2. Okay, so all 4 of the clamps have been tightened. It is securely in place, so is that. Then you can shut it and lock it. So now, the sunroof was a small issue, easily fixed by not opening it when you have that on there. But here's an even bigger issue that I thought of that could save you the hassle of buying a new one of these. Okay, so let's take a look here and see how tall we are. So we are somewhere in the range of, let's say, 87 inches, 7'3". Does anybody out there know what the standard height garage door is? I can't see anybody raising hands, so we'll go over here. $83 plus when the door goes up, it's gonna stay at a height somewhere right in here. I'm just gonna say flat out, you don't fit. Don't put the box on and then drive into your garage, because you're probably gonna scrape it off unless you have an 8-foot tall door. So I know that I'm not gonna fit. You make sure that you fit before pulling in or out. You might throw it on in the garage and then go to back out. Make sure that you fit through there. So there it is. We've just installed the cross rails, which took a matter of 20-25 minutes. We installed the top box, which also probably took 20-25. That box, if I wasn't filming, I could do it again now in about 3 minutes flat. You literally just set it in place, poke the 4 hooks in. It only takes a few turns to tighten them up, and that's it. But I do have one more piece of advice. When you go to fill this, it has a particular shape. You can't fill this with giant suitcases and hope to get it shut. You need to find the right size things to put in here. Plus, all 4 of these clamps are just a big blob here on the floor. So my suggestion is put bagged things in here. Put your clothes in a bag, or if you have sleeping bags or soft stuff, maybe you got blankets, I would put your squishy stuff in here that can contour a little bit and lay across these. What I actually did is, when I was about to buy this, I'm scrolling on Amazon and I found where you can buy this with 4 Thule brand giant bags, like little suitcase bags, and it was, I think it was like an extra $80 or something like that to get all of these bags, but they sell the bags separately for $200. So I added the both together, got them at once, and now I've got some nice soft bags to set in there. So I'm gonna have to say that concludes our video, and have a good road trip. I forgot to mention, also back here you want to make sure that your antenna and your spoiler don't get in the way, and clearly I have plenty of room here. Don't have to worry about this. Some of the smaller cars, you might have an issue with this touching this, and you might have to cheat it forward as much as you can. But in our case, we were good to go.